based off what was in the RAND studies. If anybody like to read, I'm pretty sure it's on the internet or something. So
wear a condom. We're in Fayetteville. No one gets STDs here.
The voice we talked about was climate. We did find a small, very minor change when you get to really hot extremes or a cold extreme. But there's always some policy in there that says commanders can decide when to take the PT test and encourage those not to take the Army Combat Fitness Test when it's extremely hot outside or extremely cold. And that's another reason why we're giving a long time, so you can get those tests when in reasonable weather conditions. So we looked at climate. We looked at what's happening with recruiting based off of the National Defense Authorization Act to add to. We really didn't see any changes in recruiting because we already had the occupational physical assessment test. So we didn't change that, and there's no requirement to take the ACFT in the Army. The third thing to look at was the retention and see if there's any effects to retention. We don't see any changes to retention based off of the norming of the scales. We expect similar results from the APFT. And in the evidence base, I think it is, we have 630 samples of the Army Combat Fitness Test, and that's why some of the scales are the way they are. And I'll talk about that in a minute. Mitigating the impacts, and I'll talk about that when you looked at the scale. And I've already talked about how we're going to implement this training over time. What you had for the active component, the AGR soldiers, for timelines for passing a PT test used to be 90 days, and we've extended that to 180 days, and for the Guard, I think it's 240 days. So we've increased that amount of time. So it gives you more time to go ahead and just pass the PT test. And then the governance I've already talked about. So if you could go to the next slide, and we'll go ahead and show you the scales in case you haven't seen those. Here are the men. You can go to the next slide, please. If you look at this scale, there's a min and a max. There's a whole bunch of numbers in between those two when you get the official scales. When you look at this, you say, how do we get those scales? So you took like the top 5% in each category, in each event, and we just looked at all those 630,000 ACFT scores and says this is where this group scored at the end. So 5%, or so would max that event, and that's what the max is for that group. And then the same thing for the men was a 55%. If less than 5% had failed, that's where the minimum was. And there's a little bit of nuance. Not everyone was perfectly 5%, but that's the rough math. So we did do the plank and the plank standards. We just kind of went and said there were some other organizations. The Marine Corps had a plank, so we just kind of went with some of their scoring scales. Actually, we went a little bit harder than the Marine Corps to make sure that ours was harder than theirs. So, but we didn't have a whole bunch of that on the planks. Just kind of looked at.
roll.
This is 7 April, man, 2022 in the Lord of St. Javelin. I'm your host, and in the gunner state I got the Spick.
Hey y'all, that's me.
Yeah. Man, break them off some. Hey, so it's kind of had something like little video intro / Sergeant Major of the Army talking about the ACFT updates and stuff like that. I know we kind of clowned around and provided a I don't know. We provided kind of what we're clowning about how were we making fun of the ACFT? I think we kind of were, right?
Oh, we sort of absolutely, because that's what I do.
Yeah, we were making fun of the ACFT, but with some little satire involved. The last time we covered it, when we finally decided that the Army has decided on what the standard of the ACFT. So as we're talking tonight, I'm going to have the Sergeant Major of the Army's brief up. It's only be up for like 18 minutes or so, and they're going to be up there talking and exactly get your planks in. So as I'm talking, you're not going to hear anything but what you see on the screen, next to me. So don't freak out. You're not going to hear nothing. It's just as we're talking. If you want to go to the U.S. Army's Facebook page or their social media sites, just go under there and check it out and tell them I sent ya. Tell them Spanky sent you to U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio sent you. So with that, we're going to go ahead and just let this flow out as it's going. Almost like, you know how ESPN does their little thing? They're on the side talking and blabbing and shooting the breeze, and they always have their little comments and commentary up. So
yes, tonight will just be ACFT Sergeant Major of the Army commentators.
Yeah, exactly that. All right, so there we go. So exactly, we're gonna be like the desk. You know, when you're watching the Super Bowl or something like that, or you're watching whatever big sporting event. Congratulations to what was the last sporting event that we just had? That was a big one. It was the NCAA championships, right?
You're asking me? The Masters are going on right now, aren't they?
Yeah. The Masters is happening.
That's a big deal.
Right.
I guess.
Yeah. So it was like the UNC Chapel Hill and the Kansas, whatever Kansas, I think it's the Jayhawks or something like that. Kansas State University or something like that. University of Kansas State. It's the Jayhawks, the Birds. They beat UNC Chapel Hill. I was not rooting for the Kansas team anyway, so it's just, yeah. So there we go. So what is going on? Well, look, there's a story that came out that we kind of like kept a close hold on, that we already knew the details on, but what we didn't want to reveal. And it was about this captain down at Fort Stewart that intentionally crashed an aircraft. It was intentional. It was not an accident. So I know there's a lot of details and rumor and drama going on. Oh, yeah, baseball. Yeah, baseball day. Major League Baseball. Baseball sporting is open.
Oh, it's that time of year. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. All right, that's good. That's good.
Right.
So my biggest thing is that where do we go? Where do we go? Okay, so I think he's like taking questions. Hang on, let's see what he's saying.
To me, and that rundown, I'll kind of ask General Klein if there's anything I missed. If not, we can jump right into the questions.
Ooh, he's asking questions. Go ahead, drop the questions at the Army.
Ready for question, man.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, SMA, our first question comes from the New York National Guard, so I'll turn it over to them.
Let's see. Shh, quiet. I want to answer questions from the National Guard.
All right. I think we're waiting for PFC Wingo, New York National Guard. Okay. So then we'll go to Nevada National Guard. Specialist Morgan, go ahead.
Specialist Morgan, go ahead.
Good afternoon, Sergeant Major of the Army. This is Specialist Moran. My question is, why did the Army change from the language of NDAA 2015 and come up with the standards for age and gender?
Ooh, ouch. That's a good question.
Why did we go? I think I heard. Why did we go with age and gender neutral? I thought I kind of said that during the brief, but maybe I didn't. But that was one of the recommendations from the RAND study. When you look at what it says in there, it says they recommended to go to an age and gender normed as opposed to gender neutral. And we kind of went with their recommendation in order to get the Army combat fitness test. And that was a recommendation from the RAND study. General Klein, anything you think I need to add with that?
No, we also just couldn't make the argument to keep the tie there, with the MOSs. So, and we needed a test. So here we are.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Arm Major.
Estimate if you could also.
Saludos desde Cuba. Ah, bienvenidos, man. Oh, wow. Cuba Libre. There you go.
Fitness assessment for occupational specialties.
Okay. That's probably a really good one for General Klein, but I'll kind of throw in there a little bit. The occupational physical assessment test is still alive and well, where you still have to achieve a higher score based off your occupation. If you're a combat arms, you have to have a higher score in order to go to those high physical demands jobs. If you do that, you're allowed to go in the combat arms.
They were commentating.
If you're not, then you have
we're
to.
We're commentating,
so
just listen again. He's asking questions about the ACFT. Kind of helping out the Army here because that's what if you're not an Army simp, then
available
what's up
that
with
says, hey, if you're in a high physical demands job, that is still there.
He's just taking questions from the field right now.
General Klein?
Yep. The only thing I would add is the OPAT is not based off of age or gender, right? So that's still a neutral test for your occupation.
Okay. Thanks, sir.
All right. Our next question comes from the Idaho National Guard.
Sergeant Major of the Army, good evening. Is there a concern that without intervention, gender norm scales could cause a regression in the fair treatment and respect of females throughout our organization? What would your recommendations be to help combat males from looking down on females based on the scales and cause problems with individual soldier health as well as unit morale at any echelon?
That's a good question. I'd probably go back to what were you doing for the APFT? So did have it for 40 years. So no, there shouldn't be any regression. There are still plenty of things that are age and gender neutral. We've had over 100 women graduate through Ranger School. So I hope any of those men that would be saying different things to women because of this test, I hope I'd probably just ask them, did they go to Ranger School? If they hadn't, why not? So there's plenty of things that are age and gender neutral. And we have the OPAT's one of those. It's right there. We have Ranger School. And believe it or not, the Expert Infantry Badge, the physical assessment for the Expert Infantry Badge is also age and gender neutral. And we've had several women go through there. So there's plenty of other ways that you can say that women have excelled physically. And for those folks that would regress in their mind, probably needs to have some counseling. But there's other ways to show that we've done that. But for anybody that's narrow-minded, we just need to go back and say we treat everybody equally. And we have some very good schools that people go to that are clearly physically demanding. And I just talked about a couple areas that we have, but there's others.
Esme, I'll take our next question from social media. It says, Army personnel were not allowed to see DTMS scores, but was RAND able to see any improvement or trends in individuals or groups on events and track any success or progress up to this point?
Yes, RAND had the ability to track all the scores, but none of us could see individual names. So RAND could say, here's a person,
Anywho, so going back what we're talking about, it's still going on. If you want to check it out, I think they covered the majority of it, anyways. I'm just pointing people to the place to go to get this this town hall. Sergeant Major looks like he's briefing from a cave or something like that. Somebody in the Army, he's looking like he's being all in the background.
I mean, he might be in the basement of the Pentagon,
might be the
like
dungeon,
the next room or something.
Yeah, that might be the dungeon of the Pentagon of where he's at. So, but yes, you guys can go ahead and just go into the Army Facebook page and answer the questions that's still going on. I just muted it and stuff like that, and then switched screens because there were some of the questions that the field is asking, some of the soldiers are asking, so let them ask. So, anywho.
Well, just with that being said, I think that is one of the cool things about, social media and Zoom and everything that, they're taking questions in the comments. And it's not like, if you want to ask Sergeant Major of the Army questions, you don't have to wait for him to come to your post or something. You can just drop them in there now.
Right, and then we can see who you are when you're dropping those mean comments. Your chain of command's going to be like, oh, okay. What are you posting up? What do you got going on? Why are you talking all that smack?
Yeah, I don't think your burner accounts are that burnery.
Yeah, exactly. Those burner accounts aren't burnery. I'm on the fence about burner accounts, though. You know what I mean? Some.
I don't even have one.
I really you could ban me, but you can't ban all of me. I'm just kind of, it just burner accounts are good because, it's how public affairs officers sometimes engage with those burners accounts or unit pages engage with those burners accounts. Really shows how professional they can be or not be. You know what I mean? It's almost like a how do I there's people that get mad. Let's put it this way. There are people who have burner accounts that get mad when other burner accounts get on there, and then those burner accounts reveal themselves that they were not burner accounts and ends up being somebody in charge, and then they get butthurt, and then they start complaining about how these burner accounts made them look bad, even though they were using a burner account to make somebody else look bad, and now they decided to go public from their burner account, and then their burner account is no longer a burner account, it's an real ID account, and then they freak out, and then all of a sudden, now they want to go against anonymous accounts, and now because I think the Army social media policy is trash as it is. It's only sparkly, rainbows and frogs with little pointy hats jumping in the meadow, all happy, hunky dory when it goes your way. But when somebody claps back at you on social media from a burner account, there's individuals that I would say you shouldn't even have a real account.
No, and it even kills me when the burner accounts, start blah, 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 freedom of speech. Like, I really need to take a lesson on what freedom of speech is because it has nothing to do with what you say on social media.
In uniform, right. And once people understand, because it's funny is that you'll see somebody's burner account tweet, or post on Facebook and all that. I mean, kind of like, I don't know, US Army WTF Moments is one giant burner account. And you see you see people just going nuts, and then you see the reaction from real accounts going after burner accounts, and they're just like, raw. It's like that you guys are like supposed to be like some sort of professional. You're supposed to be professional. You're supposed to exude the professionalism of, you know what I mean? So
right, we've been like doing this for years. Like, don't feed the trolls.
Yeah, don't feed the trolls, and then you see them show their ass and become unprofessional, and it's like an Army colonel or an Army general will post something on Facebook or Twitter, or I'll just say on social media, because depends on varying levels of where they're at in their military career. It's the type of, if they're on the gram, then what's what the kids call it, the Instagram. Then that's what the kids will post, and then that's somebody on social media will post something, and it's a senior leader, bam, let's burn them, let's pitchforks and burn them at the stake and all that, and then as soon as some specialist tweets something or posts something, or a young a junior officer or a junior enlisted soldier posts something, then that's insightful. That needs to be. This is great. Maybe we should have One Punch Dad do well, he doesn't do trolling TikToks, but It'd be kind of funny if he did a trolling TikTok of how people go nuts. How when a senior leader says it, oh, you should die, and then when a junior ranking soldier, that everybody knows, if that junior ranking soldier said that to your face as a senior leader or a leader, you'd smoke their bags. You know what I mean? So walk on the grass, yeah, exactly.
Right.
So I just think it's funny. I just think it's funny how social media in some circles, some get a pass and some don't. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's just like you got to be like the new hotness or whatever, and it's either.
Oh yeah, you got to be popular.
With social media is like everybody either dogpiles on you,
yep,
or everybody puts you up like you were on the highest freaking soapbox.
Oh
ever.
My gosh, I know
There's no in between.
Nope.
It's like an echo chamber. The whole thing is.
Yeah, all of it is. Yeah,
and if, like I said, I don't even acknowledge burner anonymous accounts because I don't. I'm if you can't tell me who you are and I know who I'm talking to, your opinion means shit to me.
Right.
So,
if you see a little ghost, if you see like the little zip zap behind me, if you see that little ghost on social media, more likely it's me. On some accounts,
I'm Spanky.
There have been some imitators of the zip zap ghost, but since I've been on social media, I've always used the little ghost army emblem there. So I really have the only one there for a while. I don't change profiles like everybody else does, and with their filters and Snapchat filters, and try to do the selfies and hey, look at me. But you're right.
Maybe I'll just make 10 of them and just have conversations with myself and see who gets mad about it.
Yeah, really. And then somebody will dogpile it on you. What you're one's like a random thought. So you should have a burner account for every emotion that you have. So if you're really in a bad mood, you should have a burner account for bad mood burner account. If you're in a good mood burner account. And don't
hungry, you don't want to see that burner account.
Yeah, exactly. You want to have an angry or a hangry one, like you just said you were hangry earlier. Angry. Then that's another burner account you should have. So that way, exactly that. And you start arguing with yourself, and then see people are like,
see which one of my personalities or emotions people hate, and which ones they're gonna
right
lift
exactly.
Up.
No, we're not.
Find out my opinion.
We're streaming. We were just streaming. We were just showing the U.S. Army stream on the ACFT, and they're taking questions right now. So go to the U.S. Army Facebook page, and there you go. Yeah, or start a meme page. Release your inner demons. That's right. Unknitted Stakes Amory. I like Unknitted States Amory. That's hilarious. There's almost like Marin Crops, untied Marin Crops. That's the same. I like that. I like that genre, like a bizarro world of army pages. But no, it's just I just laugh when people who are on burner pages. It's funny. It's the ones that are able to shit post. The ones that are able to shit post the most. Like you said, if you're a favorite, then you get to shit post whatever. However, if you were not the favorite and you were posting the same shit as a social media favorite, then you would get in trouble. You get smoked. You get relieved. You'd get violation of the Army social media policy. Yada yada yada. So.
Right, and it's only a violation, like I said, if you have one of them shit takes that nobody wants to hear about.
Right, because that's right. Because it's not illegal. They're just an asshole. That's what it is. It's like you can have a shit post opinion and a shit take. However, there are individuals that literally think that it's illegal to have a shit take. You can actually have a shit take. I guarantee it. Those shit posts and shit takes from the popular web social media accounts, they have said that in formation. They have said that to their soldiers. They have said that to their subordinates. So
yes, but if they didn't type it out and there's no receipts, then they didn't really say it.
Right, because right, receipts are forever, and everybody wants to blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So yeah, currently right now they're just doing a Q&A. So they did the meat of the Zoom, and I figured we just kind of sneak in to see what's going on and see who's.
There was definitely slides.
There were slides and stuff like that. But we have already posted the same thing with our own commentary on it. So matter of fact, I'll just cut it off. I'll just shut. I won't shut the armies off. I don't have that power. But I'll get the.
Or do we?
Or do we have the power? You know what I mean? Can we post for the army? The last Secretary of the Army was pretty cool. Let us post stuff from there. So maybe, I don't know. I'm going to ask for permission. But yeah, it's What were we talking about? Oh yeah, the shit posting. I just find it funny when you see people getting mad about burner accounts when their real accounts of their ID probably have the worst freaking takes on the planet. They just don't like that account because it disagrees with them or whatever. It's targeted.
Yeah, exactly. If it's not an echo chamber, if you don't agree with someone,
exactly.
it's like you can't have different opinions than somebody nowadays.
Exactly. It's I don't like that comment.
It as a personal attack, like
I don't like the comment.
Their cow or something.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Sacred cow. Their sacred cow.
Yes.
You know, in some countries, the cow is seen as a deity or seen as something to be worshipped.
Right. Well, they brought dishonor on their family and their cow.
Yeah,
That's how they feel about
their sacred cow. Exactly. And then they'll take it home and then they'll tweet about it for or post on social media. I'm gonna tell you what. There's so many. All the platform now. All platforms are trash. Okay. You can honestly say that Facebook is trash. Twitter is trash. Instagram is trash. Reddit's trash.
OnlyFans is trash.
Whoa, hold up. Wait, hang on. What are you doing peeping on my OnlyFans? Can OnlyFans be for women?
I will tell you what. I follow one person on OnlyFans, and it is Chelsea Lynn, Trailer Trash Tammy, because she puts her uncensored comedy there that keeps getting, zucked or Instagram jailed or Twitter jailed that she can't post because,
really?
Yes. So, when OnlyFans first started, that's what it was supposed to be, is so people could post uncensored content. And it turned into mostly, women selling nudes, but that's really not the only thing it is.
Heath, you notice I never said MySpace. You notice I never said...
Yeah, MySpace was not trash.
MySpace was not trash. MySpace, as a matter of fact, MySpace, when you go out onto your page on your profile, it had intro music. It was like it had your own soundtrack. As a matter of fact, if you wanted to put sparklies and camouflage or whatever on your page for MySpace, MySpace had tutorials on how to code your colors to build your web page. That's it. You're building a web page. Right. So let's go back to this OnlyFans stuff.
Cool. Sorry.
Hang on, let's go back. Okay, yeah. Yes, Heath, whatever, narcissist. Yeah, Constitution. Pledge of Allegiance. Let's go back to this OnlyFans stuff. This OnlyFans. So you saying that OnlyFans isn't just all about nudes, but it can go to the nudes? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, no, and that's just it. It is mostly about nudes. It is.
Oh, okay.
But there's a lot of, like I said, comedians and stuff that are starting to post, because a lot of comedians, their stuff is not, like, Zuckerberg friendly, all right? Or, and stuff like that. So a lot of people are, like, they're starting to just post content on OnlyFans that they can't get away with posting on Instagram or Facebook.
No, I can see that. No, I can. Yeah. I can see that.
So yes, I do follow one account on OnlyFans.
So if I get an OnlyFans, would you should we have like Sergeant's Time on Facebook, and then we have only sergeants on OnlyFans for sergeants, some legit Sergeant's Time? Do you think would you guys subscribe to that? Would you guys subscribe to only sergeants? Like subscribe to get good content. We won't deliver it to you, but you could screenshot it. We don't give a shit, but like posting the deets, posting receipts. So when there's we post something on the TL for U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, we post something there, and then for the details of what was the post. So for instance, like a guide on being missing, or a senior leader getting relieved for tomfoolery. And units doing whatever, and then we post the deets on the Only Sarge stuff, Sarge on the Only Sarge edition on OnlyFans, only by U.S. Radio. I think that'd be subscribe for. Come on, you guys know you want trash.
Subscribe for some,
people want trash. People want this. There are some of the most gossip whores, and this is both male and female.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many gossip whores when it comes to stuff like that, to find out the secrets and the deets of someone's. Because y'all, I will say, military people, some nosy motherfuckers when it comes to some only sergeants. Yeah. There's some nosy people out there. We'll get, hey, did you see that was posted on Facebook? So-and-so on this webpage, or Army Reddit posted this, or WTF Moments posted that, or did you see this, and did you see what happened when Fox News did this, and would you see that when Breitbart did this, and everyone's like, and it's like they're asking me and Spanky, like, we have access, top secret access to these sites. We're like, oh yeah, hello, give us this secret here. Just give us all the
like,
deets.
I'm not an admin on Fox News.
Yeah, exactly. We're not, but I'm just kind of curious. It's just like, that's a fascinating revelation. I did not know that people are using that now for other stuff that you could subscribe to. I mean, what kind of T-shirts would you sell out of that? I could peddle some. Like right now, I'm wearing my "Glory to Ukraine." A buddy of mine, "Glory to Ukraine." Putin is a bender. On the back has got a picture of Putin on his ass wearing a hockey gear on the back of the shirt, and all proceeds went to relief efforts in Ukraine. So a friend of mine posted it on social media, and I bought a T-shirt, so that's what I'm wearing. So I'd be able to like do that, like, hey, get my man's T-shirt, only T-shirts. Or OnlyFans, only Sarge's T-shirts, and then this may sound kind of fucked up, but I'd be whoring myself out for me. You would be whoring ourselves out for this.
I mean, yeah, like I said, and the content's only worth like what people are willing to pay for it.
Right.
So like some people do the same thing like on Patreon and stuff, but like I said, there's a lot of people that are like I said, they charge money. Like Wayne said, people are charging money for access, and it's not a lot of money. Like I think I pay like $2 a month or something like that. Like
$2 a month.
Yeah. So
where's my $2? Okay, go ahead.
Right. So but like the more people that want to see your content, the more money it brings in. At least enough to cover, I guess, their costs and stuff. So, and again, they don't have to follow the same kind of, community standards like you have to on Facebook and Instagram. And that is kind of why, it took off, as mostly people think of it as just, people selling nudes, because, you can't have booty cheeks on Instagram anymore or whatever. So, and it's not just that. You can't, like, a lot of the comedy people think is offensive, even if it's, like not something that a reasonable person would think is offensive. But, if you're a Karen, and then how it is on, like I said, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and everything, if people start reporting your shit, they'll take it down before even like seeing if it really does go against community standards. And if you get too many of those, they'll close your page, and then you lose all your followers. So that's the thing with OnlyFans, is it doesn't do that. It's like, hey, you are paying to see this. Like
you're paying for military drama. You're paying for the streets. No, because there's some individuals that are alcoholic or now on social media and will post stuff on social media, and then just go off on other individuals that they don't agree with, and then gather their posse of pitchforkers and will say, "See, this is messed up," and then a chain of command gets a hold of it, and they're like, "What? What do you want me to do? Well, this is messed up. This is not in line with Army values." Okay, let's look at your social media account, and then, you know what I mean? It's just okay. Well, weren't you just shit posting about this? We posted something on U.S. Army WTF Moments a while back when D. Treasy was president, when President Trump, right? Mm-hmm. And hey, look, whether you liked him or not, whether you voted for him or not, whatever you thought of him or whatever. I can say this about every other president, to include this one that's in charge. You got to be careful when you use contemptuous words against elected officials, Article 88, right? So when we shared a story, we posted a story about an officer shit posting on Trump, immediately the anti-Trumpers said, "What are you, the internet police? What are you, internet MPs?" Blah, 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 blah. Right. But their shit takes were so fucking bad, and you're thinking, wait, hang on. You literally, before D. Treasy was elected, you had some shit takes. You were going after people who were posting the same type of shit takes about Obama.
Right. And well, I remember people had the shit takes all the way back to where I can remember with Clinton.
Right.
Everybody has
exactly.
the shit takes. It doesn't matter which president it is. It's like,
exactly.
But there's a line as, a service member, what you can and can't say. So
correct. So it's those same individuals that cry when they get dimed out on social media now, going after individuals about, it's like almost like the hypocrisy level. It's like, dude, you can't just sit there and shit on your soldiers. You can't just sit there and go, yeah, you preach it when it came to D. Treasy. But now when we're talking about the commander-in-chief that's currently in office, and somebody says, man, did he just forget somebody's name? Better watch out. That's Article 88. That's use of contemptuous of words. And Blah, and you're thinking,
oh yeah, that's what I need to do is start going back and looking at those receipts.
Right. It's just like, wait a minute. Weren't you just shit posting about Trump? But this guy said, hey, look, I think the president's memory is going away. Watch out. Rah! And people freak out. And I'm thinking, I would hate to be in your organization. As a matter of fact, all you do is fucking tweet? All you do is post on social media? This is our gig. This is kind of like our job. We're supposed to do this. We do this on social media.
Right.
But if I see 185 tweets and I'm like, do you ever like go to formation? Do you command?
Are you just like standing in front of formation like, hold on, let me tweet that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But are you out there with performative leadership shit talking about other individuals on social media when you're supposed to be out there with your troops? Hey, I'm out there with my, this is this, and I can't believe you said that, and this is pathetic, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, aren't you a first sergeant? Aren't you supposed to be like first sergeant? Aren't you a sergeant major? Aren't you a colonel? Aren't you like a company commander? Aren't you a battalion commander? And I mean, there's some that I know that actually schedule their shit out. Like they'll see something, and that's like their nightly thing, and then you see them throw a couple of tweets out or whatever, or you'll see...
or especially if they got something big going on in their organization,
right? Yeah, you'll see them not post on social media for like a couple of days. But there's some right now that are like the biggest. That's why I laugh at mill Twitter. That's why I laugh at you motherfuckers do anything. Everyone in the Army is not going to think the same way as you. So when they're not thinking like you, you're the biggest hypocritical asshole on the planet to say that their views are trash. Yeah, you know what? Their views may be trash compared to you, but to somebody else, they might be, and they might be your platoon sergeant. There might be somebody that can actually affect your organization.
Oh, I guarantee there's at least another person in your platoon that thinks the same way they do.
Right, exactly.
And they're just probably the ones that just avoid everybody. And I'm not saying shit because I don't want to listen to this man.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, wait a minute.
We know we're going to disagree.
Right.
So.
Me and you disagree about a lot of shit. I mean, you and I have been like, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm going to go. I'm going to go
fuck
too.
You, I love you. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. But we don't carry it on the timeline. And I'm not gathering the flocks of this individual. Make up your mind. Did you want her to be an activist, or did you want her to be in the military where there's supposed to be a semblance of structure and a chain of command? I just think it's funny that usually the ones that are crying the most, and mind you, they're just a small fraction of that. Small fraction.
Yeah, and we can tell, and we know when it's the PAO posting compared to the actual like commander or sergeant major. Like it's obvious, if it's like a personal account or even if it's like an official account, if it's like that general posting or if it's their PAO posting. So yeah,
I'll be honest with you, the PAO's posting. I have, being a retired PSYOP guy, I kind of have, there's a love-hate between PAOs and my career field because we were in the comms realm, you know what I mean? There is we're in the communications realm, so my audiences are foreign audiences and stuff like that. And sometimes I will say something that gets a public affairs officer a little butthurt because they think I'm going into their command information side or they're speaking for the unit side or something like that. Or the same thing with I've gotten a little touchy on the PAOs. Maybe you should be doing that because that looks like it's influence. It looks like it's to a foreign audience. Yeah. Then we get this big philosophical discussion between should PAO and should PSYOP get along? And we have this large organization of communications, and is an audience going to be foreign? What happens if an audience becomes a domestic audience from the same foreign audience messaging that you have? Is it going to be? I'm just like, dude, we go into some good conversations. Some are great. I like having good debates with them. Some of them are awesome when it comes to that. I call them my comms colleagues, and they're the ones that I can shoot a message to them on either an email or on social media DM. Hey, check this out. Did you do this? Hey, cool. Let me know how it goes. And then that's it. There's just some that just want to have that long dragging out. And I'm like, are you representing the command or are you representing yourself? Are you representing you as your branch as a public affairs officer, or are you representing the organization? Or is this your opinion? Or is this your opinion? And what pisses me off is that a lot of people that go after PAOs that have an opinion. PAOs can have an opinion, but unfortunately, because they're a PAO, everyone immediately goes, well, representing of the Army and they're representing the Army organization. So what, PAOs can't have a life? So the next thing you know, you see a PAO going fishing and he like hooks a bass and he's holding it up and someone's going to get mad because there's a hook still in there. You shouldn't do that. You're cruel to animals. And Army PAO is fishing and look, he's holding a bass. How he's holding the bass, PETA goes after them. And then a PAO gets relieved because he can't have a life or she can't have a life.
Exactly. And that's just it. If the PAO is PAOing, or not PAOing, but, they are allowed to have social media accounts of their own and post fishing pictures or whatever the fuck it is they want to post. They're not posting as the U.S. Army, or as the unit that they represent or the, command team they represent. Like we can separate the two, or we should. Everybody should be able to separate the two, but unfortunately they can't. Like I said, if, I don't like people that fish. Now I think that this guy is representing the entire fucking U.S. Army, and right. Yeah, exactly.
I laugh at it. So, again, that question goes back to the anonymous accounts. There's some individuals that have anonymous accounts for safety reasons too. Like we know, you and I know that there's individuals, and we would never drop their true identity out. But there's some individuals that have been harassed or sexually assaulted, or have been through an EO program, or been through an EO complaint, have gone through some. There's been some reasons why anonymity is important for some social media accounts. So I really hate it to see some of those, especially when you and I know some of our friends that fall in that category, and they will get mad because they start talking about something, and then everyone jumps on those again, the freaking pitchforkers. So you got an anonymous account.
Right.
I'm gonna dox you.
Yellow and I only like green. So
I'm gonna dox you. Yeah. Why do you have that picture?
Yellow.
That picture's racist or sexist or misogynist or whatever ist you want to add to the list of ist.
Right. They colored outside the lines.
Right. Yeah. That's why it's always funny when we're engaging. Hey, look, you kind of look at us like any other news organization or media. Just happen to have green suiters, veterans that are working for the WTF Nation. So we're not. You can if you want, but it's not going to do any good if you're always bitching about how they're always posting this shit. Well, we're not. Is that representing the Army? We're just posting what we get. We don't go trolling. And the next thing you know, it's like, yeah, exactly. The E4 Mafia. E4 Mafia needs to work on its tightness though. Lately, there's been some E4 Mafia issues that are kind of like, I think you all need to tighten it up a little bit. People are starting to find out who you are and trying to find the ways of what you do. Oh my God, we could take a break. We're like 4 minutes to the hour.
Yeah.
And we'll take a break. Go hit the head. Refill your coffee glasses, coffee mugs. Smoke them if you got them. And we'll be right back. Shouts.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
Nothing feels the same. Let it all be
so bad? Is this where you draw the line? 'Cause it's so sad. Tell me where you lost your faith. Is it so bad? Couldn't see it in your face. And it's so sad. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down. While you keep it in your head, is it so bad? Never heard a word you say it, and it's so sad. Tell me when you lost your way, 'cause it's so bad. I'll see you when I pray, and it's so sad. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down. Is it what you want? Is it what you needed now? Is it what you breathe? Is it what you're feeling now? Is it what you feel? Is it what you're feeling now? Is it what you wanted? I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down. Hello, you. Will you come back down to me? Hello, you. Will you come back down? Hello, you. Won't you come back down to me? Hello, you.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Hey, we're back. Man, sorry for the delay. Oh, wait, that's only been a few minutes. It's only been like a little break here. Just running out and about. So, wait, we got totally. Spangle will be back in a minute. We got totally distracted from the original topic at hand, and apologize for that. So there was a story that came out on that was released about the soldier in Fort Stewart, helicopter pilot. Obviously, you all knew about the accident. It was not an accident; it was an incident. It's determined. It has been determined as an incident. It's unfortunate. One service member and involving 2 aircraft. I kind of got perturbed that there's individuals out there that are like wanting to be in the know and want to be like the first to release some shit that probably shouldn't have released it. There's information that was posted on social media on various pages and blogs or whatever that talked about how what happened before the guy's name was released, and B, what was the incident involved. It was not an accident, and it's under criminal investigation, the Army Times has learned. So there was individuals that wanted to release that information and throw it out first, and I kind of got the ass with that because, look, in a situation like this, a lot of information, usually in the first few hours or day, few hours, I'd say, maybe a day or so after the event, the information is kind of sketchy and a little foggy on the details. There was individuals that had already summed up, written full story of what happened, and grabbed from multiple sources and posted up before the Army ever even released details of some details of an event. Now this involved an Army aircraft. There's always going to be an investigation no matter what, and the findings of the investigation will always be released. But what I didn't like was the fact that everyone was really quick to say, "Oh, this is suicide. This is this, and this is this." Like within what, Spanky? We found out about it. We found out about it in within 4 hours. People were already trying to drop names, trying to drop details of the event. And I'm like, dude, you're not even let the guy's family know, or notification of kin to happen.
That is nothing new. Journalists have done that. The first time I went to Kuwait right after 9/11, my job was doing casualty reporting, and I am literally typing up everything I have to send to DA, so they can notify families, but I'm seeing it on TV already, with not completely accurate details,
right.
But just like what's going on with this story now, they are going with what they know or think they know so they can be the first ones to break a story.
Right.
And like I said, and I know, I'm typing what we get, from the unit into the program that, so it'll go to eventually to the notification officer that's going to a family's house. And I know they even changed some of the rules. So depending on what happened, if they will wake up a family in the middle of the night, because they try not to do that, but sometimes they will now because they still would rather know the official what we actually really know instead of what you're going to hear if you turn on the TV. So yeah, that's, like I said, that's nothing new. But I personally think I would rather read a story that says we don't know what's happened yet,
right.
But except for what they actually know is fact.
There was a military media, military themed pages and websites that were really quick to jump the gun and already provide an entire synopsis of what happened, of what would involve.
If you were not there, you do not know what happened.
And it was one individual involving 2 aircraft, and the details of that go back and forth with whatever. What made me mad about the whole thing is that there was individuals that were really pushing that it was okay to release that details of what happened, and got mad that there's some individuals that I called out too. I was like, they got mad that I called them out. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Why don't you wait until the family gets notified? And why don't you wait until the details comes out from the investigation? Some of these guys are from the aviation community, real quick to fucking throw information out, real fast.
Like I said, I haven't had time to get on social media in the last 48 hours.
Right.
So of course, I'll read a couple news stories when I first wake up, and then it's go. So I haven't even got a chance to go off on anybody like you did.
Well,
damn it.
Yeah. Well, my thing is that it's kind of funny because I guess we could say this. There was another aircraft incident that happened, and we had details as well, and that was the crash in the Sinai. And there was information that we had that was detailed that happened when a helicopter crashed in the same thing, crashed in the Sinai. However, it seemed like when it came to, and you want to talk about social media favorites, when it came to reporting, it's fascinating when you look at it. When it came to reporting somebody who was a good guy or this guy was a good pilot, nobody wanted to talk about those details of what the incident of what happened during the crash of the Sinai, even though we had pics, images, deets, everything of what happened, to include witness accounts and all. I mean, these were like legit eyes on the ground and video. And I think we had video. I don't want to go off on the video side of the house, but I think we had enough details to know these were good guys, weren't being good guys and performing piloting stuff in an Army aircraft. And we actually people got pissed off at us when we saying it wasn't what you think it was. So it seems like when it comes to posting something about what happened with this guy, with Captain Ballou at Fort Stewart, immediately, because it was bad news and it was not part of it was a bad guy or whatever, everyone was real quick to post shit about it. Everyone was real quick to provide their own synopsis of what happened. Whether it be was suicidal, whether it be he was whatever, and it was pretty. I mean, come on, if your intent, again, this is a criminal act. If there was an intent to get in an aircraft by yourself and you fly off, and then you, again, the details of the incident. Let me just read some of the stuff that was in, and this is reported, of course. It says source acknowledged with the investigation efforts with the Army Times that the incident was not an accident. And then right now, the Combat Readiness Center. Safety experts also goes and inspects what happens. They go and check things out. Any aviation activities got to get investigated through them. So Captain Ballou was the only crew member involved in the incident and the only one injured or killed in the incident, quote unquote. It's not unclear how Ballou was able to start one helicopter without going and walking around the crew or alert others on the ground of the airfield, such as emergency services or personnel or air traffic control. Various narratives of the event following social media, of course, and closed social media groups and a since-deleted blog. However, all narratives describe the event as an intentional destruction of both Army aircraft. So when it came to bad news, when it came to somebody that wasn't...
You can see how,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just saying you can see how just what we know, how easy it would be to sensationalize this, and everybody puts their own spin on it. You know what I mean? I just know, I have no freaking clue how that could happen. That's what I know. So I'll wait until someone tells me how that happened.
I mean, there's also been a release report that currently right now that U.S. our suicide rate in the DoD is at an I think it was in the Army is at an all-time high. And what blows my mind about this is that we're not part of Infinity War anymore. What's going on? What is it? What is it about? What is it about the suicide rate in the Army that is climbing? What is it? Is it because we have white space mongers that believe that they need to stress individuals out even more and more and more and more because we don't have an Infinity War going on?
I know that probably has something to do with it.
It
is a lot. No, just with that right there, it is a lot easier to justify to yourself and to your family why you're not at, your kid's birthday or your anniversary or this or whatever. If you're overseas, in Afghanistan, Iraq, wherever, it is not. You cannot justify missing your kid's birthday or your anniversary or anything like that because your commander decided to do a fucking Connex layout or, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
And that's another thing too, is that we have about 2 decades worth of combat veterans that are being led by non-combat veterans. And I don't know how to say, I don't know. It's not and I think there's some friction. There has to be some sort of there's a misunderstanding of how combat veterans work or what individuals have gone through, and those that have not gone through it. I guarantee it. If you look in an organization, you see the amount of patches on their right shoulder. I guarantee it. It's just they don't know how to process things, or maybe it's because maybe it's our Army leadership right now needs to realize that you are dealing with a different mindset from individuals coming back from 2 decades of war. And what really frustrates me is that, hey, there's that experience of individuals that were in a deployed status or have been deployed a lot. They have a different outlook from individuals who've never deployed. I don't know. It's difficult. I mean, you've been there. We have a different look. We look at things differently. We look at things that are not so.
Right, and and again, I was brought up during, from, a young soldier up until the time I retired, with 70 or 85% of my time being after 9/11 while we've been in an infinity war. So I do remember what it was like before we were at war. And I see the Army trying to go back to that, but I wonder if it's like written or there's anything that I could find of how this happened, like I said, after Vietnam, or even just after the Gulf War, like that was short and sweet. But I'm just wondering, like, how, like, those veterans of Vietnam, like the ones that stayed in,
I'll tell you what. My dad, when he got back from Vietnam, he told me the same thing. He's like, you got to be careful while you're in the Army if you're going to stay in or not. And I'm like, why? What's up? He's like, there's going to be individuals that are going to resent what you've done and resent your experience. And when you try to bring the fact up that it could be done a different way, because in a combat situation or deployed status or whatever, when you're deployed, it doesn't matter if you're combat or not, it's going to be done differently. Those individuals are going to take it to heart and think you're trying to sharpshoot them, yeah, or undermine their command. When, in mind, he said there will be a time where there will be individuals in the Army that will look at you like you have a third eye because you say something that has happened and that you've experienced, and they're not going to believe you, or they're going to say, shut up, get out of here, boomer. He's like, you will even get treated like you were another class, that they will want you to go away because anything that you bring up, then they will talk shit. And it's happening now, right now. You can't go online and say something or post something about what you've experienced in war without somebody coming back to you saying, well, what? Why are you posting shit like that? Because you lost Afghanistan, you lost Iraq. They are literally saying the same thing that happened to the Vietnam veterans when they came back. My dad said there were individuals in the Army that said, you lost Vietnam. Leaders, officers, sergeants major telling the combat veterans from Vietnam, you lost Vietnam. And I'm like, okay, yes, sir. I mean, I obviously I took the information in, but I thought to myself, there's no way. There's no way that people first and, the Army values and one team, one fight, yada, yada, Army strong, be all you could be. There's no way we would ever tell our service members that are in from individuals that are being led by these combat veterans, that are being led by non-combat veterans. We'll say that. So now we have pundits. Now we have individuals that are currently commanding combat veterans saying, you lost the war. Or that's not how we do it, boomer. That's not how, in Afghanistan or Iraq. Oh, you mean the war you lost? I've seen the discourse. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start collecting some screenshots.
Yes, I will be too.
And I'm just going to post. These are the individuals that are ones that you follow on social media, that you follow in the Army, that you follow on Fox News, that you follow on freaking Breitbart, that you follow. I'm going to go after everybody. I'm going to post everybody's shit. See, you have individuals out there that are telling our soldiers right now, you lost Afghanistan and you lost Iraq. And then you wonder why. It's quite astounding that the suicide rate in the military is starting to climb. Probably because you have individuals that are in the service, out of the service, or around the service that are telling individuals they're not worth it.
Or you have, individuals that may really feel like they are personally responsible for losing Infinity War.
Right.
And
right.
They come back carrying that, or they had buddies that died over there, and they're
yep.
like, well, what the fuck did we do this for?
Yep. And it's even better. What I like it is when these same individuals, combat veterans, that are on fucking social media saying, yeah, maybe we shouldn't go to Ukraine then. And they get attacked. Look, you just spent 2 decades Army leadership, or leadership at the time, I should say, not now. There's some individuals that were already out or they're not responsible for or whatever. Some policymakers too. That were literally turning the corner for 2 decades, and now you're asking our combat veterans and soldiers for life and veterans that are still in the Army that have been to those shitholes, that now, how come you're not supporting us? How come you're not now? See, wait a minute, didn't you just tell us? Didn't you just tell me that it was my fault for losing Afghanistan and Iraq? God forbid you to find out what other places we're deployed to, because they're going to think we lost there too. So yeah, that's why there's a lot of veteran and military and people in the military right now skepticism about supporting Ukraine. No, we're not saying that we don't want Ukraine to not be supported. They're just individuals that are skeptical right now, like, wait, so you could tell us that we lost Ukraine too? So you could tell us that our input that we've had from our combat experience means nothing because it's Ukraine, even though we were in Iraq and Afghanistan? I fucking hate it, dude. It pisses me off. You're not doing the service any fucking good. And then you have our congressional leaders that are sitting there shit talking and going off, like Matt Gaetz, whatever the hell is that, how you pronounce his name, going off on the SecDef. Dude, yeah, he may have been in charge of saying the stuff that was going on there, but he had a freaking boss. He had a chain of command too. I hate it. It pisses me off, dude. It's just like I go back and forth with this shit, and that's why we posted an article, and it was task and purpose making fun of Matt Gaetz in the exchange with Secretary of Defense Austin. I was like, oh, why are you guys talking shit? All you got to do is go to WTF Nation Radio, look at task and purpose, little barb and little rhyme, little nursery rhyme about that exchange between Matt Gaetz and Secretary Austin, and you'll see the individuals there. You'll see the old frickin' Cold War guys that are shit talking on Afghanistan and Iraq guys, veterans. Well, because you guys lost the war, because your war is all fucked up. See, maybe you had done this, maybe you had done that. Wow, Cold Warrior? Shit, now why don't I see you like humping a ruck in Ukraine then?
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 totally different situations, obviously, but again, right. I just, like I said, I can see a lot of reasons why the suicide rate and stuff is going up. And again, I am going to look and see if there was like this kind of spike and stuff, like, shortly after Vietnam. I doubt that they kept as much data then, but I'm sure they have some.
Right. So if you scroll on our timeline, you'll see it was posted April 5th at 5 a.m. in the morning. The Army Times article about the Defense Suicide Prevention Office report increasing in suicide statistics, and then you're going to go ahead and scroll up and look at the little task and purpose little limerick that they had that they posted up there, that we had individuals like going off and shit posting and talking about this stuff. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, I retired in 2018. I retired December of 2018. Almost 20 years in special operations community. About 10 years in regular Army community, regular Army stuff. I'm trying to find out where this woke shit's coming from. I'm trying to find out where these individuals are saying because of woke policies. I'm trying to find out where individuals are saying that it's because we're woke and all this other stuff. But
I'm so sick of hearing that. Like,
I am too.
What is woke? What is making it woke? I mean, like, did this the same shit that people would say, like, I don't know, in the 60s after we allowed, like, black people to be in the same unit as white people? Was that woke? I'm sure that's the exact same thing that people were thinking then.
I'm going to read.
And the Army is going to fucking shit. And yeah.
Right.
So anybody that says that, oh my God.
So yesterday, so I said April 5th at 5 a.m. was for the Army statistics. Go to yesterday's post on WTF Nation Radio's Facebook page, where we posted task and purposes, humorous little limerick they had about the exchange between Congressman Gates and Secretary of Defense Austin. And if you see the comments in there, the first thing that came out, I'm convinced I'll be canceling my affiliation with this woke page. Comment from ICE. Bye, Felicia.
Oh, see, I saw some of those this morning, and I'm like, I did not have time.
Oh, I was like,
if you really think we care enough,
right?
You obviously care enough to make comment.
I was enjoying my Cafe Bustelo and my Stocking Milk coffee pot. I was enjoying it. Another comment in there: the military is woke. Being woke doesn't win wars because it causes more harm to good. Matt has done quite a bit. This page is now unfollowed. Comment response by ICE. Hey, sounds good then. See ya. See ya then. Bye. I don't get it. If you're going to, here's my thing. These are the people that are like saying that they support the troops, right? It only supports the troops when it comes to something like that. But again, in almost 30 years of service, I'm still waiting for these woke policies and shit that I've not. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to find out where these woke things are at. I'm trying to find where the woke. I want to find where the center of wokeness is. The woke center of excellence. Where's it at? People were really going like, are you guys really freaking talking about this stuff? Are you guys really, So when I see our Congress people going back and forth with the military that they only use rah for military only for a specific reason. I'm not saying that veterans can't talk about or have a little bit of back and forth and a good dialogue on why we should go to Ukraine or why did we go to this war, why did we go to that war, when we've had now come out saying that it was not probably a good idea to go to these infinity wars, or there was some lying about some of the information that made us turn the corner. That made us go and say, yep, every single individual that you see right now, to include members of Congress that are calling the Army woke, that actually said that, yeah, we actually are turning the corner. Then are we going to say that these are woke Congress people? Are we going to say that our Congress lost the war too? Hey, some of our members of Congress lost the war too. They lost the war.
I think our members of Congress need to understand that nobody in the Army is the one that's deciding to go to war or deciding to do this, right? We don't make those decisions.
Right. I'm like, I'm trying to think. Yeah, exactly. So when everyone's going off, when Gates was going off on Secretary Austin, I'm like, dude was a general who had a boss, and you know what? Let it find out that he lied about something like that and he could be held to account. Let it be held to account. But there's some agitators in our Congress, and there's some agitators on social media that want to talk about this woke shit. And I've please, if there is an example of wokeness that anybody can please call 415-889-8367, and we will take your call on what you think woke is, and I guarantee it's not what you think it is. I don't know. So is lack of board photos making a positive difference in promotions, or is it counterproductive to the intent? Why did we have board photos? So we could see what?
See if we're fat or not.
See if we're fat or not. That's really what it was.
That's really what it is.
Everyone really wants to talk about. So we can see the face of the soldier and say this. Connect the name to the face. No, you just wanted to see if I was fat or Spanky was fat when we were in our Class A's. That's really what it was.
Or we can line up our uniforms.
Right? Because if I'm getting looked at for Sergeant First Class, or I'm getting looked at for, for Master Sergeant or Sergeant Major, of course, lining up my uniforms is really important right now. Not the evals of the awards that I've received, but the picture. What was the intent of the reason why? Yep, Heath said he pours his milk before his cereal. Is he woke? He's woke. That's it. You're narcissistic, national anthem, Bill of Rights. I'm just kidding. So again, what is woke? I'm waiting for this booklet. I need the woke booklet. Where is it at? Where is the government printing office number? Can we go on ePubs and get this book of woke? I want to find out where it's at. I really want to find out what you think is woke, Congressman Gates. We have kids out of high school that fly Apache helicopters. We have kids out of high school that drive tanks. We have kids that never went to high school that are commanding companies. We have one of them. We have them. Some of the most lethal warriors on the planet, male and female. Boy, wait till you guys find out what the Army Special Operations Command has been up to for the last 20 freaking years with women being in there. Ooh, man, you're going to be surprised. So are you saying that Special Operations is woke because they've had women perform in those duties way before it was authorized? You know, of course, some test modes and testing and stuff like that, but I didn't see you in selection. You know what I mean? That shit's woke.
I mean,
you know. See you ruck up. I hate it. I really freaking hate the drama. So I hate you lost Afghanistan and you lost Iraq to all the veterans that happens. It's happening within the community too. I got to dig and find the thing where I saw there were some individuals that like to post that there are individuals in the military that have said to veterans, combat veterans that are still in, shut up, man. Freaking. You lost Afghanistan, or you like Iraq. That's why you lost Iraq, and that's how you lost Afghanistan. When a combat veteran brings up something that was an experience from their deployment. When I find it, I'm going to post it, and it'll be unredacted. So there you go. So you don't have to worry about who said it. I'll just post it. And that'll be a project that me and Spanky will be working on. Just collecting stuff, just to see what's up. So
all about collecting receipts and data.
All about it. And we'll have screenshot madness like we have last time, but we'll post them up. So excluding photos was supposed to improve the demographics for promotions, and it isn't working so far. What do you mean? You would think that it would not. I mean, you think it would be better? You're not seeing the gender. You're not seeing the race. You're just seeing performance. Is that what you're saying? Isn't that what it was supposed to be? The intent was? I know at the time it was really because of COVID too. I mean, we had that plague thing going on a little bit.
Yeah, the panorama.
Yeah, we had the pandemic. So feel free to hit up contact@WTFNationRadio.com for examples of wokeness. You know, we've been getting a lot of angry foreign mail, too, for posting some of our Ukraine stuff, man. It's like funny as shit to look at it. And also we have some Nigerian princes.
Keep being mad. It's okay.
Yeah, keep being mad. So anywho, there we go. That's the thing. So next week, we have a calendar. We need to update the calendar. I promise you'll get a calendar out. Once this calendar is coming out, then we'll be able to provide you with some new guestage. We have some new guestings. God, we got a lot of guests that we got to fill up. The calendar is going to get rolled up. So, did you see Pop Culture Wars? What did you think of Pop Culture Wars? That was awesome. We got another guest coming up. We got some. Let me just, okay, I'll tell you what. Let me just see what we have possibly lined up. Has to do with fighter jets. Has to do with volleyball on the beach, as Spanky would say. It looked like they were playing flag football on the beach.
Yes, they better have a scene.
They better have a scene. Let's see. We have Grammy singers, Grammy nominated, Grammy winners. We even have lined up. So we have some inter-service promotions too. Once we get that settled out, let's see what else we got going on. We have another senior Army leader that wants to come on. We have another seat. We have another. Let's see, another thing. I'll tell you what's in the works. That way, you guys know we're not BSing. And you know we're not BSing because once we post it, obviously you know it gets posted. Like the last time we said we had some Army senior leaders come on. The command team of USAREC joined us. So yeah, we have another Army senior leader that wants to come on too, and we're working with that. We're working with the organization to get it scheduled up. That's gonna be pretty cool. So Spanky wants a Walmart underwear scene. Did you see that women get tased? I'm pretty sure Kaz is going to talk about that tomorrow on Friday night.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
That was classic video, and it was funny because the music overhead was playing, and it was like to the beat of the woman getting tased, and so it was just. I just thought it was hilarious. You don't have to make a TikTok; it was just already playing because the music above, the elevator music.
Yeah. TikTok in real time.
It was TikTok in real time. So share, like, and follow U.S. Army WTF Moments, WTF Nation Radio, broadcasting live on 2 Facebook pages, one on WTF Moments and one on WTF Nation Radio. Broadcasting live also on the Twitters. I can't wait for Elon Musk to put more stuff up. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. So we're on Twitter. We're broadcasting right now on Twitter. I'm pretty sure everyone's having a meltdown for what we're talking about. YouTube, we have another audience that melts down on that. And then on Twitch, we finally have somebody watching us on Twitch. I appreciate that lone fan, because we're trying to get the Twitch stuff up. The last time I said, hey, we need to get Twitch up, I was getting a bunch of Twitch influencers. Hey, you want to join? No. Just talk about us. We'll get. As a matter of fact, if you're a streamer or something like that and you want to come on and get with the Pop Culture Warrior, just hit contact at WTF Nation Radio so you can talk about stuff, and it'll be on Twitch. It's already on Twitch already. So it'd be cool if Taser shocked to the beat like those lights. Yeah, exactly. And throws out like some techno music or something like that. So don't forget, tomorrow's Friday Night Freedom with Kaz and Pookie. And then Monday night, the Monday edition with myself and Shipwreck, or Mom. It rotates. Tuesday, Pop Culture Warrior with Michael Carrasquillo, also known as CQ. And the fan of the man of the uncultured, Radar. And then Sergeant's Time with me and Spanky. So we will provide, again, I'm on a project now. Me and Spanky are going to provide receipts and post those Army leaders and those individuals that you follow, that you like to cheer on and all that like to shit talk about your military, and we're just gonna post it up. So, anyways, you got anything for me, Spanky?
Yeah, I learned how to use my unmute button, but no, that's it. It's free drinks and all.
Yeah. All right, guys and gals, thanks for joining us. And I'm your host, and Spanky's on the other gunner seat. And y'all have a good night. Showouts.
There's a lot of tough talk on Twitter, but there's not a lot of real talk.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly left its scenes while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. Restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, and my eyes were staring by the flash of a neon split the night and touch the sound of silence, and in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs and voices never shared, and no one dared to stand the sound of silence. Say that you do not know, silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I'm a of silence, and the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. Inside flashed out his warning, and the words that it was forming. In the signs there were words on the prophets all written on the subway walls and tenement halls, and whispered in the
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.